Hello friends, it's me, and today the scam of shapes. Let's check out style theory. Makeup brands are stealing your money. From the style theorists. Together, let's go. Let's start.
Makeup companies are lying to you. I spent 8 hours emptying over 40 popular makeup products to prove once and for all that inside all that pretty packaging is a secret so big it could destroy the whole makeup industry. Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the show that can barely contain its excitement, or rather, its frustration. All of us know
Okay, hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory.
Someone who wears makeup. It could be you, one of your friends, or your grandma. And I bet all of them know that rage you feel when there's that little inch of product at the bottom of the foundation bottle that you just can't reach. That is our money going straight into the garbage. And it's not just foundation. It happens with everything. Lipstick, concealers, those eyeshadow palettes that break way before you reach the bottom. And it got my theorist brain thinking. What combination of product and packaging is going to give me the best bang for my buck? Is liquid foundation in a pump better than one in a squeeze tube? Is a palette of eyeshadow better than the liquid version? Is the clicker method the best way to get your lip product? I rated my local Ulta to gather 44 of the most popular styles of makeup containers across 7 different categories, so that we can finally know for sure what products are a waste and which are a saving grace to our wallets.
And I can already...
Alright, let's be honest, I'm a male. I don't know much about it. I'm just going to be a respectable spectator, audience, viewer. You get the point. Sorry.
I tell you that future Amy is angry.
Theorists, this was supposed to be an easy episode. A quick...
Well, to be fair, she got it correct, so good prediction, I guess. Sorry.
One and done, as it were. But what ensued was one of the biggest tests of mental and physical endurance that I have ever experienced.
Ow.
And what we found at the
Yep, there's still 30 minutes more of this video. Half an hour more.
end will change the way that you look at makeup forever. We're starting with our face powders, aka the stuff you put on top of your foundation and concealer to make them stay put. Let's meet our contenders.
We have 3 different options. We have a pressed powder in a circular container, a pressed powder in a square container, and a loose powder.
We are testing 3 key factors: container shape, product consistency, and applicators. First, shape. Circle containers have no corners for the makeup to build up and get stuck in, like the square version. Then you have consistency. Theoretically, loose powder should be easier to move and get out of hard-to-reach places. Finally, applicators. Powders are most commonly put on with a makeup brush, so that's what we'll be using for our swatch test. And to save my face from having to go through the ultimate makeup roulette, I brought a little help.
For this, we are going to be
roulette.
applying one application with our fresh, never used before brush onto our lovely assistant here, who we can call Josie. This is Josie.
Josie is a
Josie.
cosmetic mannequin, which is used in makeup testing. We'll be applying an initial layer of makeup onto her face so that not only can we figure out if our containers are stealing our money, but if the applicators we use do as well. Don't worry.
I'm doubtful that every mannequin is called Josie. Sorry.
That number will be factored into our final results so that we don't miss any drop.
We will be emptying them out into new containers so that we're not having any product go to waste as much as possible. Let's get started.
Right away, I noticed
I'm not sure if you noticed this, the machine that they are using on the right side of the screen right now was first shown in the first few episodes of the Style Theorists. So this is, if I'm not wrong, this is the 80th video, and it first appeared in the early episodes of Style Theory. The reason why I know is because I watched every single video from the Style Theorists. Every single episode. Well, the shorts still haven't yet, but coming soon, the shorts.
concerning design choices.
This feels heavy, so the amount that's actually just going towards the packaging versus the product that we're getting is one of those places where they like to trick you into thinking that you're getting a lot more than you actually are.
Remember that, theorists. It's gonna come up a few times in this episode. But that was just the tip of the tricky packaging iceberg. Enter the loose powder.
Ooh, that is such a satisfying fit.
While shaking it did wonders for my serotonin, it led to some chalky consequences.
If you've ever wondered why makeup ingredients are important, observe. how much of this is going into your air and your lungs.
But that wasn't the worst part.
For as much as I love loose powder, when you look inside this container, there is this little piece of plastic that's basically like a strainer that you would use for pasta. This is meant to basically break up any of the clumps in your makeup and help make sure you're not taking too much at a time. But it also traps a bunch of the powder underneath it in these nooks and crannies that just never seem to come out. This is frustrating to me as a loose powder person.
Please do not let all of my favorite products do me dirty this episode. Please, I beg. Moving on to the pressed powders, I had easy access to the product compared to the loose powder. Or so I thought. If you've never used a pressed powder before, you usually start in the center and work your way out to the edges. And that's where I ran into a problem.
It's once you get to these outside edges that you really start to struggle to get the product on the brush.
Since we're trying to see how much product goes to waste, I will only be emptying these products to the point they feel unusable. That means that whatever is left in the container counts towards the product waste because it can't make it onto the brush or to your face. Get it? Awesome. We'll then compare the amount we used to the amount listed on the packaging to find our percentage wasted. I know, this looks kinda scary. Makeup math is literally the worst, but I promise it's not as complicated as it looks. After emptying out our circle and square pressed powders, it was time to assess the damage. The loss from our brush during the application process was teeny tiny, so much so that if we tried to calculate it in money terms, you would be losing a fraction of a penny.
Wow, that is a lot of decimal places. Wow, 0.3.
Not too bad. Now for the actual packaging and powders. The worst of the bunch was surprisingly the circular pressed powder, with a percentage wasted of 4.29%. Yikes! The product broke apart early in the emptying process, to the point where it no longer fit our usable guideline. Think of it like the arches of a building. Since there are no angles in the packaging to form arches to hold the product together, the product has to try and reinforce itself by forming its own arches, as you can see inside our container. Unfortunately, in doing so, those arches are too strong and actually break apart our product, making it unusable. Moving on to
Yeah! Science! Structural integrity! Architecture!
second place, we had my personal favorite, the loose powder, which came in at a shocking 6.76% gain. Yes, despite the plastic strainer and the air pollution, we actually got more product than listed on the package. I am sorry I ever doubted you. And even crazier, in first place, the square pressed powder came in at a 17.14% gain. This means that we actually saved money on both of these products. To be exact, we earned 81 cents and $1.63 respectively, which is weird, right? Like, don't get me wrong, that's great news, but I didn't expect us to be gaining money by buying makeup. I need more data to figure out what's going on. So let's move on to round 2. Foundation is the base of most makeup routines, hence the name. And it comes in many consistencies and a wide variety of container types. So to cover all of our bases, I got 8 options to test. And that, theorists, turned this day from a fun science experiment into a literal nightmare. The first problem, we were measuring everything in weight, but the packaging listed everything in volume. This meant that we needed to find the density of our liquid foundation, which, let me tell you, is not something you could just Google. Oh no, we had to do it ourselves, which involved getting another set of bottles, a graduated cylinder, and doing a lot more makeup math. It's the worst. The second problem, getting the makeup out. Prepare yourselves because things are about to get really, really messy. Editors, can we get a messy montage moment?
It's a montage for it!
Let's start with who did the best, shall we? Only 2 of our foundation options didn't leave us in the red. Yes, 2 out of 8. The best was shockingly the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation in the powder form. Why was it so surprising, you ask? Because yet again, square pressed powder reigned supreme, exactly like in round 1. This was actually blowing my mind, theorists. Already, we're seeing
Hey, I saw that.
a a clear pattern, though part of this success came down to its applicator, the sponge that came in the packaging.
A lot of us throw away these sponges that people just put in the containers, but because of it, I have so much more freedom to move this product around because we're using a different applicator that's flexible, and I can actually feel myself actively digging and getting the product.
However, not all of our items today will have this option, so there's still a lot left to discover. Speaking of, in second place, we had the About Face Foundation, which is the brand by Singer Halsey. This was a thinner liquid foundation with a built-in doe foot applicator, which is not something I usually see in a foundation. Not gonna lie, I was not a fan to start.
This doe foot applicator does not pick up product at all. It is real bad.
But hey, I'll admit when I'm wrong. And Halsey, I was wrong. You and your doe foot actually earned us back $5.39 by giving us more product than you promised.
That is a surprise, friends. That is a surprise.
Plus, your packaging wasn't trying to fool us like one of our other options, the L'Oreal True Match.
So our empty bottle comes in at 3.18199 ounces, which tells me that this packaging is lighter than this one, which is interesting. Technically, this has more product in it, but this weighs more. So what this is telling me is that a lot of the weight of this product is the actual product you're getting to use versus this one that is trying to make you think it has more, but the bottle is actually most of the weight that you're feeling, because this is still heavy. This one is trying to lie to you actively. This one just needs to do better with its applicator and lose the doe foot. L'Oreal, come on now.
Come on.
So I think what you're trying to say may be possibly trickery, illusion, maybe, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Indeed, it was our runner-up for the worst foundation. It had a very runny consistency and a very, very unusual bottle.
But it's a dropper. There's a lot that can go wrong in this transfer process.
And oh boy did it. From the product getting stuck in the dropper, lost in the sponge instead of on Josie's face, and even stuck under the lid, the waste was huge. And that's without talking about the bottle itself. The dropper was so short that there was a large section at the bottom of the bottle it couldn't reach.
For all of us who are frequent makeup users, this is a familiar motion. It's not getting up into the upper corners, it can't bend there. I can get as far as here to scrape the sides.
This container lost us an additional $5.18 on top of its original price of $19.99. That is insane, but not as much as our biggest loser, the Maybelline Instant Age Eraser Clean Foundation. This thing looks like one of those dot makers they use at a bingo game on a cruise ship rather than a makeup container. And it works about as well as one too. This thing is built to steal your product.
This stops here. There's a whole layer of product down there that no matter how much I'm twisting it is not coming up through this, which to me, my personal opinion, is a flaw in this design because I paid for that. I paid for all of that and all the stuff sitting up there.
Up there is the built-in felt tip, which is meant to make application easy. Really, all it does is absorb your makeup and you still have to use a second applicator to finish applying it to your face, leading to even more product loss. In makeup math terms, that's a 33.97% product loss. Theorists, that's a full third of the product that you are not getting. The worst! In the end, this was our complete rankings of each
Bruh, I don't think the worst can be used so many times. Worst means the bottom number one. Bottom.
foundation. Now, theorists, I gotta say, I was getting a little angry at this point with just how much of our money was going to waste. But I was also curious. All of this data was slowly painting a picture of something huge. Something that was going to blow the lid off the makeup industry. We just needed a few more pieces of data.
Round
Concealers,
three.
every insomniac's best friend. Did you stay up studying until 3 a.m. for that test you forgot was tomorrow and end up with eye bags the size of Pesto the Penguin? Concealer has your back. We have 5 different types this round and, oh look, 2 of those are felt tips. Whee! Yay! Theorists, I'll give you one guess on which two did the worst this round. The Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken 5-in-1, what a name, lost us a total of $2.49 worth of product, while yet again, Maybelline's Age Rewind took the bottom spot with a total loss of $3.16.
I hate this container.
Worst of all, the infamous felt tip was broken.
That's concerning. That's concerning. The concealer is coming up from underneath our applicator.
However, not all of them were failures, namely the NYX Pro Fix Stick Concealer, our first stick of the episode. I'll be honest, I've never used a stick concealer, but now that I know it contains 4.9% more product than listed on the packaging, I may have to start, even if the texture is a little bit weird.
Ooh, it's mushy. That was not the consistency I expected.
However, even with all that extra product, I do have one complaint: the way it's designed. There are a few centimeters of product kept under the plastic as an anchor point to hold it in place, and you just can't use it unless you want to scrape your face with plastic. Just something to keep in mind when we talk about stick products. The rest of our products hit somewhere in the middle, not giving us any big data points, making these our final rankings for our concealers. On to round 4.
Round 4.
Whew, is it hot in here? Because my cheeks are red. Nah, I'm joking. It's just time for our blush round. This round had the most diverse consistencies so far. You got your butters, your putties, your drops, your sticks, and of course, your pressed powders. Sorry, I don't know why I go New Jersey when I do that. And there were just as many new shapes of containers. I started with the round pressed powder blush by Milani. You'll remember that in round 1, the round pressed powder didn't do so well, but this one had a unique twist. It's not just a circle, it's a semi-sphere. Theorists, I believed that this mini mountain of blush was going to be different. It was going to be better until I uncovered something terrible.
Oh. Hello. This packaging's pretty deep. They
Hello,
make you
Singapore.
think that you're getting this large amount of stuff because it's sticking out from the container, but that's just because the container itself is shallow. So, tricky, Milani. Tricky.
Misleading packaging strikes again. Except this time, it actually benefited us with a product gain of 7.4%, meaning it scored better than the consistent square pressed powder and took second place this round, even though it made a huge mess. Then we have
Pros and cons? Sorry.
two very unique options for Morphe. The Morphe Hotshot Blush Drops, where one drop is meant to be all you need, and the Morphe Perk Up Cheek and Lip Color, which, if you can't tell by the name, is a blush and a lipstick in one. We love a multi-purpose makeup, if it saves us money. But they don't. The Hotshot Drops lost us an astounding 11.88% of the product, and the 2-in-1 cheek and lip actually did worse, losing a whopping 23.68% of our product. It may be a 2-in-1, but leaving nearly a quarter of the product wasted doesn't help make up for any affordability you might get from buying it. The real winner of round 4 was yet again another NYX product. Okay, NYX, we see you. The NYX Buttermelt Blush is a cream-based powder. Weird, I know, but its rectangular shape and thicker consistency held together so well, we gained 15.82% of the product. That's a savings of almost $2 whole.
I can dig into it with this blush brush and just keep getting stuff.
Looking at our final rankings this round, it's clear that one way or another, a square pressed powder will win every single time. Or will it?
Round 5.
So far this
Eyeshadow.
episode, we've seen these square and rectangle containers reign supreme with their fancy reinforced arches and lack of breakage, leaving the circles behind to eat their dust. Literally. In this category, we had one of each variety, and we'll only be emptying one pan per palette to limit waste. So for our makeup math, which, as you know, is the worst, we will be adjusting our calculations to reflect as if we'd emptied the whole thing. And you know what would be fun? Let's raise the stakes. I would like you to guess which of these 3 options on screen is going to win.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, starting from the left. Left, 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Comment down below. Don't cheat. Comment down below. Thank you. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're still watching this video after nearly 20 minutes, comment down below on the comment sections. What do you comment down below? You are golden. You are golden. Because the thumbnail is golden, so sorry.
Square, rectangle, or circle. Pick your guess in 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Did you pick the e.l.f. bite-sized palette? Judges.
The sides kind of go first.
Instead, it gathered into the corners, which, thanks to how the pans were sunken into the palette, we could not reach. Unlike previous rounds, it wasn't able to form those secure arches. Oh, also,
I feel like more than the other ones, this is just flying everywhere.
even so, this did end up with a 15.7% product gain, putting it in 3rd place. Now, who picked the Milani Mini palette with its narrower rectangular pans and super sharp angles? Judges?
Ooh, this one cracked really fast. This was definitely not as deep as the other one, but the sides are gone.
This one did better with a gain of 29.65%, which means, drumroll please, our number 1 for this round with a product gain of 37.73% is the Morphe 2 Radiant 5 palette.
Do you guess correct? Did you guess correct? Comment down below. Thank you. You are golden.
Yeah, what a comeback for Morphe. This one shocked me with just how much product it held in that tiny, tiny circle.
That's interesting. Unlike our face powders and the powder foundation, and even some of our blushes, this one's not breaking up. This one's just kind of going and letting me wear away at the side. The only other one that did that was the Milani. That is a lot of powder packed into that little section.
Why did this circle dominate this category? Consistency. Eyeshadows tend to be a drier texture than the other powders that we've tried today. This is to help them be more blendable on the eye, but it also means that the product can't clump together to form those strong arches. So for the eyeshadow, the circle takes the square, which brings me to our bottom 2. Theorists, this is where the episode really started to break me. I'd already spent 5 hours emptying makeup containers, but none of that prepared me for facing my greatest foe yet, the liquid eyeshadow. I hammered, I shook, I scraped, trying to get every last bit of product out of these bottles. I was making so much noise that the people next door thought we were doing construction work. And for what? Getting my hands dyed blue and finding out that after all of that hard work, they suck? Yeah! With the NYX Ultimate Glow Shots coming in at 6.5% product loss, and then the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint gave us a 19.69% loss. That's an extra $3.14 down the drain, which, looking at the rankings for this round, is a lot. But theorists, it was nothing compared to what we were about to see.
Round 6.
This one round ended up having both the single best and single worst product of the entire day. All 4 of our eyeliners were from e.l.f. We had a gel pencil, a retractable cream stick, a felt tip pen, and my personal favorite to dump out, the liquid pot.
Ooh, it's like pure ink. We're in Bendy and the Ink Machine, people.
It's art! This is actually the eyeliner I use, but even my love for it couldn't save it from its terrible score. A 13.19% product loss. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a minute. I feel so betrayed. Okay. The cream stick did slightly better at a 3% product loss, but the clear winner of this round and the winner of the entire day was the gel pencil. The fact that I could twist it to precisely divvy out the eyeliner made it feel like I could get every last inch out of the container. And unlike the NYX cream stick from the concealer round, which didn't let you get every last bit before you were scraping plastic on flesh, I could clean this thing dry before running into that problem. It gave us an absolutely insane 90% product gain. I basically got twice the product that was listed on the packaging. What? Well, get ready for some emotional whiplash because after this, we got robbed. The e.l.f. H2O Proof eyeliner pen is actually...
Okay, I have to clarify. I have friends, girls that used to, anyways, from my experience, hearing from their experiences, the pen breaks. So yeah, the pencil. The pencil breaks.
Actually stealing from you. And it's all because of the packaging. The felt tip pen runs dry and dulls down well before you finish the product. I don't know about you, but I can't get a sharp wing with this. Despite our best efforts, and I tried, theorists, we wasted 99.69%. That's not nice. Seriously, do not buy these. That is a crime. And that's for an affordable option like e.l.f. In this episode, we avoided luxury brands because while the brands may be different, the packaging still follows the same patterns. Meaning that if you bought, say, a Dior eyeliner pen for $35, you are still losing the same amount of product, but even more money. That holds true for all the products that we're testing today. But theorists,
I like it that they mention not luxury brands because, well, the style theorists keep it more relatable, keep it down to earth, keep it for the commoners, the regular individuals like you and me, in which we will encounter it more often in comparison to the top 1%, top 0.1% of individuals.
still one hard lesson we have left to learn.
Round 7, lips.
For this final round, we are testing 10 lip products, our biggest round of the episode. Let me tell you, after doing this for 7 straight hours so far, I was really starting to feel it.
And Matt thought this was gonna be an easy episode to do, just like, wow, quick one and done, meh. But man, super smart, does so many really good things. Knows nothing about makeup.
No tea, no shade, except for the vibrant dye job on my hands from all the products today. Now, this round had some quirky products. We've got sticks, stains, suedes, fat oils, and this lipstick, which had a second gel stick shaped like a heart inside the rest of the lipstick. Like I said, quirky. While slicing and dicing all of our stick options was really fun, despite some faulty packaging,
It broke. The fancy packaging broke. I am cursed. This is my curse. But it also just goes to show you that the fancy packaging doesn't actually always mean better products.
Nothing could have prepared me for the nightmare that was about to happen. Getting all of that liquid lipstick out.
This is sticky. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's so sticky. So I'm really just scraping around, trying to get the last little dregs that are right here by the end. It's just so freaking slow. Still coming. Ah! I cursed the Amy that went to Ulta and said, oh yeah, the XSL one. That's so fine.
We all have to live with our bad decisions sometimes. Yet all that rage, all that frustration was building up inside of me from everything we've gone through today. From learning that some of our products are straight up stealing our money to just how much my hands hurt from banging and scraping away at these containers for hours. All of it.
I mean, you could have done this across a couple of days, not one consecutive 8 hours. Okay, I'm sorry.
Was worth it because it led to one of the biggest surprises of my makeup career. Just watch.
One thing I'll say about these, they are really hard to get the product out of the bottom. Like there's a whole section in here that I can't reach in all of these products. So unless the consistency of your lipstick is like thin enough to hit and move, you really are stuck. Well, that makes this a little simpler.
You see, one of the biggest problems I kept running into this round, no, this whole day, was this little plastic ring inside the neck of liquid containers.
That is product that I wasn't able to reach because of how the container is designed. Why are they trying to hide so much product from us?
While it's designed to help you manage the amount of product you're getting in a helpful way, it's actually causing major damage to your wallet. The ring limits your ability to access all sides of the bottle. And worse, it creates a tiny little vacuum inside the bottle. That vacuum then traps that layer of makeup at the bottom of your bottle from coming out, no matter how hard you shake or bang it. Theorists, after that,
Okay, so I'm gonna guess good intentions, but bad execution, right?
Ring came out, we had access to a whole new world of product.
That's wild. Like, I can scoop out this entire tube now. The entirety of it.
Since we weren't able to get a reading before that item broke, I needed to try again to prove that this was actually a game changer. This time, we could find out how much we got before and after the ring was removed. It wasn't easy. Unlike the one that broke, most of these are not meant to be taken out. Yet, after a long battle with the bottle, we did it. And theorists, we were able to save an extra 23% of product from behind its ring prison. While this product itself wasn't the best save of the day, this discovery was. Looking at our final rankings, only 2 products gave us that positive result. And the only liquid to do so had a much wider opening than all of our other ring options. Throughout this whole day, we've been talking about earning money or losing money on your makeup. And that's because we've discovered that each product comes with a risk. Makeup companies are terrible at regulating their products to fit what's advertised on the bottle. Like, really terrible. Based on all of our calculations today, we are always losing an average of 6% of product that we buy. For a $10 product, that's about 60 cents, which may not seem like much until you multiply that by the tons of product that we buy every year. That adds up fast. And that loss grows exponentially if you're buying luxury brands. However, these makeup brands aren't your small-time grifters looking to make a quick buck. They are the casino. Yes, every time you purchase a makeup item, you are placing your money down on the betting tables and hoping that you either win big or come out even. But the house always has a trick up its sleeve. And that trick is that you will never know which product and container is going to make you lose it all and go home broke. Until now. Thanks to our experiment today, I have a few tips to stack the odds in your favor. Tip number 1, powder.
May the odds be ever in your favor. Hunger Games
Is goated. While we all get frustrated about the product stuck at the edges of the pan, it's far better than the huge amount of liquid product that gets stuck inside and outside the bottle. And even then, that's if you're using those liquids every day and not letting them dry out. If you must use a liquid, make sure that the bottle opening is wide and has easy access to get those last final drops. No pumps. Second, when it comes to applicators, sponges may steal more of your product than brushes, but the loss is negligible, especially compared to point number 3. The simpler the container, the better. All of the gimmicky products with their fancy tubes and felt tips do you and your wallet more harm than good. Though, this is only part of the answer. If you want a part 2 where I go through every brand of makeup to figure out which ones are being the most honest and which are lying out their little container mouths, leave me a comment below. And I'll prepare myself for even more makeup math. Remember, it's the worst. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp.
Hey, it's me, former host Matt Pat, and I interrupt this video with a special announcement. I'm here to tell you I'm retiring.
You did
Again!
Didn't he already retire?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't this guy already leave?
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay, let's hear that.
And the answer is yes, but also no. You see, since leaving this channel, I've been over on GT Live having a grand old time being bad at video games and turning 1-minute videos into 90-minute theory fests. But now it's time for me to bow out of that channel as well, giving way to the new host, Ash, who, let's be honest, is way funnier than me anyway.
I feel
And also much younger, so can relate to the younger generations more. Sorry.
Like Judge Judy is the Ed Sheeran of like Americans over the age of 60.
No, finish. Judge Judy is the Ed Sheeran of
Americans over the age of 65.
amazing.
So this Saturday, October 26th at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific, we're having a big going away party live, and I want you to be there. Consider it an Eras tour for GT Live, where we're playing games and getting all nostalgic about the last decade of streaming. And most importantly of all, this whole thing is meant to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation, an organization that works to make the wildest dreams come true true for children fighting the world's most critical illnesses. In fact, in this stream, we're raising money for their most urgent wishes, what are known as the rush wishes, the ones where sadly the children don't have that much time left. The reason this meant so much to me is that basically you all made my wishes come true thanks to this career on YouTube, and now as my final act, I'd like to pay it forward by making other people's wishes come true. Seemed like a really fitting note to go out on. And hey, if you want to start contributing now, as part of the charity event, we're actually having an auction of some old Matt, Pat, and GT Live memorabilia from over the years, with all the proceeds going to help those critically ill children to get their wishes granted. You can actually get your hands on some super rare, one-of-a-kind items, like the morph suit that I wore from that edible underwear episode, the giant Gigachew that's hanging around our office, we have a signed copy of Undertale from yours truly, so you can own one along with the Pope, and even my signature red jacket. Yeah, the one that's been hanging up on set since my retirement video. One of a kind, signed by me. You'll see it live on the stream so you know it's real. Anyway, all those items and more are available right now for you to bid on all throughout this week up until the auction closes during the finale live stream. So if you're interested in contributing to an amazing charity and an amazing cause, or if you're interested in just getting some cool stuff, make sure you check out the link down in the description below, and be sure you're there this Saturday the 26th at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific for one final video. A final video for you. See ya.
Well, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe. Thank you. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Thank you. I'm looking forward to 2025 next year, part 2 of this style theory. Makeup brands are stealing your money. The shape scam. Part 2 next year.